What's up, Saints? I'm Aaron Onamakin.
And I'm Colin Dellis.
And
this is SFHS Today.
In national news, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Senator Christina Sinema of Arizona confirmed their previous statements by voting no to abolish the 60-voter filibuster. Top Democrats have continued to push for abolishing the filibuster, and Manchin and Sinema joined all 50 Republicans in voting no.
In school news, we had some of our crew get a staff perspective and their opinions on Saints Online.
Saints Online is something that people even from outside our district have looked at. We were one of the 13 original school districts to be able to have an online program, so we are really fortunate. What has changed with COVID is the numbers and the amount of kids that are going there. And so last year I did petition the state, and we were able to get elementary students so that they had an online option. That's been really important because some people still don't feel comfortable coming back to school, or some students felt a lot of success during COVID working through things online. Some families, that works better for them. And so that's where the big difference is. You know, we've always been a middle school, high school online program, and now we are K-12.
Do you believe the students actually learn the content through Saints Online?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the student. I certainly think there are some students that put in more time than others. And if you are interested in the topic, that certainly helps. You're going to, take advantage of the resources you have and probably use the internet to help find some more information on that topic, and hopefully it leads to them continuing to learn about whatever it is that they're learning about.
I guess I would echo those sentiments. I would say that it is, the success of the student is dependent upon the amount of effort the student puts in.
And I agree with both of these fine gentlemen in what they've said so far, but at the end of the day, it's what the kids want to kind of get from it, and not too much different than in-class learning. There's some real positives with Saints Online. There's more flexibility with when you do what you do, but at the same time, you can fall behind quite quickly, and if you don't have great self-management skills, it might not be the best option for you.
What issues, if any, do you have with Saints Online?
I guess just trying to find that balance of making sure that we're holding students accountable, making sure that students are doing their own work, and making sure that they are getting the information that they need to master the content.
Plagiarism is a concern of mine. We as online teachers, we're searching. We're doing plagiarism searches, putting that stuff into search engines and trying to find out, is this in fact plagiarized? And when we have to respond to the students that this is unacceptable.
I think when it comes to checking to see if online students know content or understand the content, and you're assessing those students, you almost have to have a timed test. Otherwise, everything is going to end up being just searched online. And there's not a lot of learning if you're just searching for answers that are out there.
And I did bring some numbers along. We have 58 elementary students.
Wow.
We have 60 middle school students, and we have 231 high school students that take some type of programming at that site. So as you can see, it's a really popular program. What I think is really great, and I hope you get a chance to talk to Mr. O'Connell because he's doing such a great job, is the program is taken off in other districts. People are looking at this program as something that they can do and work, or maybe meets their family needs and things like that. So we're really excited. We haven't had to shut off the numbers yet, but to have that many elementary students finding success through online programming has been really cool.
Beach had their first meet on the 15th. Reporters Nick Coop and Ryan Loons went to see how they did.
Tournament at a no-go. We had 5 people go, and dude, we had 3 people. We had 3 people place, and 2 got next in. They were almost there, so that was kind of fun. So Milo took 3rd in storytelling. Mickle took 6th in discussion, and Lizzie took 5th in poetry, which is fantastic. Ella was almost there with her humorous, and Abigail Flatum was almost there with her poetry. We're next in. But it was very, very exciting to go. And so that's the update. Now, here's the thing. Saturday the 29th, we have a speech tournament right here at St. Francis. So if you ever thought like maybe speech is a thing, it's gonna look good on a resume, all of that good stuff. If you're trying to get in a really great college, boom, speech is it. If you want to see what it's all about, come here. First round's at 9 o'clock a.m. I know that's early, but 9, we have a 10:15 and 11:45. Come and watch, come and like cheer on St. Francis. And then come and see me to join speech.
People should join speech because it is an after-school activity that you can do at your own pace. You can make it as easy as you want or as hard as you want, depending on the category you participate in.
So we're really excited to be hosting our tournament here. We haven't hosted one at St. Francis for a while. It's called the Tournament of Saints. We have quite a few schools coming. I know St. Cloud Apollo's coming, and Cambridge, and a few other very good competitive schools. We hope to do as a team competitive, but at the end of the day, we're just hoping to improve on our current speeches and have fun.
With the play We Are the Sea coming up on the 28th, Emily Pipp and Jacob Renfro ran out to see how it's going.
What is the play you're doing?
So the competition one-act play this year is We Are the Sea by playwright Laura Lundgren-Smith. We had quite a process to come up with it, and the students who are involved actually read a lot of scripts, and this was the script that they chose to perform this year.
And I have Irish ancestry, and my first publisher was in Ireland, so I have a connection to that country. And I don't sleep, and like at 2:30 in the morning, I was picturing things in my head the way I do, and I'm sort of playing with the topic. And I saw the sea reaching up to take the bodies. And I thought, that's it. The sea has to be a character. And once I had that, I was off and running with it.
How do you think the show is going?
I'm actually really pleased. This year we have a smaller cast. It's a very dramatic piece. It's a difficult piece to do. We have a lot of accent work that we've been doing. And we've had cast members out because there's still a pandemic going on. So we've had some cast members out, but we have not missed a rehearsal because they've come in this way on Zoom calls. And so Liz, one of our stage managers, has been Zooming them in, and then they say their lines as she does their blocking. So we actually haven't lost that rehearsal, but it is difficult not having the people there to interact with.
How do you feel the show is going?
I think we've really improved over the last week or so. I think it's going to go pretty well.
There's room for improvement, but we've definitely, like Ella said, we've done a lot. Even in the last 2 days, we've gotten more pieces that we didn't have before for our show.
What's your favorite part of the show?
Probably when the sea gets revenge on the main bad guy.
I think my favorite part is because I sit behind the set currently and seeing any of the violent scenes from behind. It's insane.
How can people see the show?
We will have performed on Saturday at Cambridge for our conference meet, and that is open to the public. And then this week on Friday, we will have school performances and perform for the schools for first, second, and third hour language arts classes. So they could maybe be lucky enough to get to come see it that way. And then that evening, Friday night, we have a public performance. We are partnering with the middle school for their first one act. So they will have a performance of the middle school one act, which is called the Grimm's Brothers Spectaculathon. And then they can stay and see We Are the Sea by the high school troupe. And then the next day, we have competition at Cambridge. And we are the second show to perform at Cambridge Isanti for subsections. If we make it forward, the best thing would be for people to be able to come then on Saturday, February 5th, and come to St. Francis High School because we are hosting finals. So we hope that we are here performing with 6 other schools, a whole day of theater that people can come and see for free.
With the updates to the schools in the district, we went to the middle school to see how it looks.
Let's go to the middle school. So now here we are at the old front of the building. This is where you used to come in. This was the front office, and now this is all lockers, as you can see. Where the old 4th and 5th grade area was is now the new 6th grade area. There's a lot of good updates that look really nice. So coming off the new art area or the old science area and going up this ramp, we'll go into the main commons area for lockers that is off the office. Coming from the front office, you can see the flex area, the library, and the locker commons. This is the new and improved lunchroom. We traveled to the upstairs 8th grade area, and we can see all these lockers now, so they're more open instead of all along the wall. After touring the middle school, it looks really nice and the kids really seem to enjoy it.
Now let's hit it over to sports.
Hey Saints, I'm Easton Johnson.
And I'm Jenna Vandekar.
And this is sports. In national sports news, former NFL player Junior Savai, who is 43, dies in prison awaiting trial for federal drug trafficking and illegal firearm possession charges.
In school sports news, we sent reporters Joe Waldock and Jackson Skoquist out to get an update on how this wrestling season is going.
How's the second half of the season looking for the team?
The second half of the season's looking pretty good. We got most of our guys back and healthy, and I think should have some good matches coming up.
How are you guys looking forward to your meet on Tuesday against Chisago?
I think we're gonna destroy them. Got a pretty good lineup right now.
How's the season going so far for you guys?
Our season's going very well. We started off the year with 3 duels and went 1 and 2. Then we took second place in Woodbury. And this past week we went 6 and 1, took second place at Champlain Park. And guys are healthy and working really hard.
What struggles have you guys overcome this year?
The second week of the season, we had a bunch of guys sick and injured. Only had 7 guys in a tournament, and we're coming back off of those injuries and sicknesses and filling a squad.
Anything you're looking forward to the rest of the year?
Always looking forward to the postseason. Get to have an individual section tournament this year. Hopefully get 4 or 5 guys to the state tournament.
How did the team wrestle on Thursday against Monticello?
So on Thursday, the team wrestled very well. We won 53-19, winning a majority of our matches. We only lost 19 points, but 2 pins, a major, and a decision. Otherwise, we had a lot of pins, teams wrestling well together, and it went pretty well.
What were some of the better matches from the night?
So some of the better matches, Tyson's match was pretty good. Tegan's match. Overall, all the matches were wrestled very well. Of course, we have stuff to work on, but majority of the matches were very well wrestled. Everyone fought hard and did their part to help the team for the win.
Basketball had a home game last Friday versus Big Lake. They have a game tonight versus Sartell at home. The team has a doubleheader Tuesday at Chisago Lakes. They are also home Thursday versus North Branch.
Passing it over to the boys basketball team, they also have a doubleheader against Chisago. They travel to North Branch on Thursday and have a game at Target Center against Two Rivers. Good luck to both teams.
Boys hockey faces off Tuesday at Monticello and Friday at home versus Pine City.
Reporters Brody Wine and Eric Wickman went around the school to ask students and teachers how their fantasy season went.
Hey Eric, how'd you do in fantasy this year?
Well, I took 3rd place, but we did all right. How'd you do?
Tom Brady carried me to a championship.
That's nice.
You think we should go see how other people did in the school?
Yes.
How'd your fantasy football season go this year?
Finished 5th in the league out of 10 teams, and I think it was 8 and 6. Lost in the first round of the playoffs, unfortunately.
What was your best player on your team this year?
Josh Allen was my best player, but very inconsistent.
I went 9 and 5 this season, which is good since I went 0 and 16 last season.
Got second overall. My name was Wheelan and Thielen as I dealt away all my players I drafted in the first 2 days. Lost to Brody in the championship, kind of got blown out by like 30 points. Baker Mayfield, just absolute terrible. Doesn't belong on a football team. Got Cooper Kupp in the 7th round, though. Let me tell you, that was a steal. Idiots in my league didn't want to pick him up because he was like injury prone or something or inconsistent. Cordero Patterson, week 2 off waiver wires, 30 points a game for 3 weeks. Let me tell you something, that is a steal. Buy low, sell high. Kept him on my team, got 9 points in the finals, lost. Disappointment.
How did your fantasy football season go?
How did my fantasy football season go? Well, I ended up finishing 3rd place in our St. Francis League. This is a league that I started back in 2005, so it's got quite the history. We have some retired staff members. We have some current staff members. I finished the league in 1st place the regular season, and Derrick Henry and Cooper Kupp were my main guys, along with Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts were my quarterbacks. And I kind of sailed through the regular season, but then I ran into the Miami defense against the New Orleans Saints with Ian Book at quarterback. And so Mr. Schrader knocked me out of the semifinals, but I bounced back and took 3rd place. And then a gentleman named Mr. Dan Hansen won our league this week. And he's a retired teacher, wrestling coach here in our district. And he went on to win it. Mr. Schrader finished 2nd, and I finished 3rd place.
That's all we have for you this week.
Now back to calling an amen.
That's all we have for you this week. Stay safe,
Saints.